recording?
Yes, recording. We're up at Mauger. Mistake we made doing your homework on the...
I'm not doing my homework, I'm studying for my exam.
Well, studying for your exams. Out in the beautiful spring leaves. The change here from winter to spring is incredible. And what are you studying, sir?
Science.
For
Physics.
electricity.
Physics.
And where'd you get that shirt from?
France. Paris.
You think that you're just trying to show off for everybody.
I am not. You asked me where I got this shirt and I got it in Paris.
And what are you studying at the moment, though?
Physics. Physical science.
Physical science, motion, why do things move? Paths, sound. And what do you know about electricity?
What there is to know about it.
You just couldn't work out that other summer minute ago, could you?
What other summer minute ago?
Well,
You couldn't work it out either, Dad.
Well, you didn't define the question properly for me.
You're supposed to know about all this, aren't you? You're supposed to have a brain. So you tell me how it works out. You're supposed to know all this.
I'm supposed to know this.
Yes. That's it.
4 volts. 4 volts.
So you can't even work it out, Dad.
Put a switch to operate C only. Put a switch to operate 3 together. Put a switch to operate A only. Can't be done.
Well, it can't be, because look, Dad, look. Look, I'm sure they're very interested in all of this. Well, you get on with your little interview and I'll do my studying, okay? Okay, good.
Beautiful out here, isn't it? Huh?
They're bored, Dad, come on.
Beautiful girl like you with your collars up. You look so smart, son. Okay, go on, sir.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at Kamimok. Yes.
So,
Hmm.
come on.
Yes.
Don't put on the big act. Just talk.
I'm not putting on a big act. Okay, what do you want to hear?
About how you enjoy school or what you do each day.
I enjoy school.
And who you play with at school and what you do.
I don't play at school. Well.
Ugh.
Ugh.
How hard is work?
Ugh.
You going to be top of the class this year?
No.
Well, we can run the spec when you start again. No, that's all right. It's quite natural.
Well, this week coming up, I've got the dreaded exams, which I'm supposed to be studying for now. And you are interrupting my study. So, you're very naughty. Well, here comes Snowcap. Andre. Well then, we'll interview...
Stop the theatrics, just get on with it. Have you got the switch on, by the way?
I think so, yeah. Snowcap is too... Come on, Snowcap. Snowcap. What? Bit of a jump there. Sorry about this, folks. It's just that we're not exactly experienced with this sort of thing. The family argument is about to begin. Shall we interview the mother, wearing clothing from Kmart and Coles?
Coming from K, something beginning with K. Everything I've got on is coming from somewhere beginning with K.
Ooh! Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
jump around. You're going to... I think I pushed the wrong button.
For what? Hi. Rob was so impressed with the way that you took the video the last time of everyone, you know, interviewing people, that he decided that he wanted us to do the same. So he's invested in this tripod and remote control number. So here we go. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about. This is harder than talking into the you know, the little cassette recorder that he has, which he takes with us whenever he's on tour. This is rather difficult. We're up at Kamimoku at the moment, and if I stop talking for long enough, you can probably see that it's, or hear that it's very peaceful and very quiet. And you can just hear down this way. There's a river right down in the distance, and we can just hear the sound of the river and a few people's voices. They're building a house over the bushes there, but we can't see the house. It's incredibly different. We haven't been here for 6 weeks because Rob's been away, travelling with people from the head office, and then went to India for a couple of weeks, which you already know about. And since we've come back, a lot of the leaves have grown, so that the light is really, really beautiful, and it's quite different from when we were here last, when it was there weren't any leaves on the trees at all, and it was sort of stark winter, and now it's into this beautiful, lush, summery colours, which are just beautiful. But there are bugs everywhere. I'm not quite sure if I wouldn't prefer to be doing this sort of action, because I know what flies are, and I know they don't hurt me, but they've got some big bugs in this place, and some very big sort of waspy type insects, and we haven't got quite used to them, hence this thing here, trying to keep them away so that I'm doing some sashiko at the moment, which is, they call sashiko, which we would probably call just straight out cross stitch or something, but they use it in very many different ways. It was originally used because the cloth they had for country folk, for their clothing, was very thin, and so they used to layer it, put a couple of layers, and stitch it through with these designs. So it's a bit like a country craft, like Fair Isle knitting. And then it became more of an folk art form. And I'm making a norin, or what's called a divided curtain, for one of our rooms inside here, because we have a room that, as soon as you walk into the entrance, you can see straight into our bedroom. So I'll use the norin for that. And you can make up designs of your own. They make up some beautiful designs. I've got quite a few books. In my usual way, I have lots of books about things, and haven't done a great deal about actually completing anything. At the moment, I'm really busy because I've started full-time work again, because one of the teachers at kindergarten has an illness in her family, and so there's a week and a half left of school. And so I'll be working full-time, which will be really good because I could well do with the money. I plan then to go away for a weekend on my own over to the west coast of Japan. The children don't want to come, and Rob's too busy anyway, so I've decided to go on my own, but it's only for a weekend anyway. So hopefully some of the Japanese I've been learning will come into force then. I just really liked the video you sent. It was really great. It made such a difference. It's not a bad medium, is it? Everything looked fantastic, and I wasn't too badly homesick, and I think partly because it looked as though everything was exactly the same. But what was beautiful was seeing the farm, actually, because that sort of colours, you forget a bit of the colour of the Australian bush, and it's hard to describe. Well, I suppose you can describe it, but the colours and some of the shots of looking over the lagoon at the back of the house were really just picture postcard stuff. They just looked absolutely magnificent. And the boys rowing on their rowboat in the middle of the lagoon made me, homesick for the canoe and things like that. But we're actually sort of thinking of coming home, in terms of coming home now, because we've probably got less than a year for the kids and I anyway, perhaps, and so now we have to think about things that we have to get done, before we leave. Although I don't think when we go it will be the last time we actually come to Japan. I have a feeling that we will return, perhaps many times, partly because we've got friends, but probably Rob on business will come here too, maybe. And I really think that even though the children say they'll never come back, I'm pretty sure they will at some stage in their lives. They won't be able to resist. Well, now it's Andre's interviewing time. Andre's had his birthday yesterday. He's a great 10-year-old now.
The day before that,
The day before that, Thursday. And He had a really good day because they went to the town zoo.
What's your favourite sport in Japan, Ollie?
Come on, you go for your birthday first.
Yeah.
What's your favourite sport? God, what are you banging against the wall every day and catching in a glove? It drives us mad.
Baseball.
Andre has a glove which he throws the ball against the wall, catches it, don't you, every day?
Tell Auntie Liz and everybody what you're going to be doing for the summer holidays. You know, the swimming and everything.
Oh, I'll be swimming, then I'll be diving, and then I'll go straight out to baseball.
You haven't played baseball before, have you? Not apart from playing with me, which is not much fun, really, is it?
No, that's fun.
That's fun.
And what do you think of school?
I'm not so good.
What do you like doing at school? Anything?
No, nothing.
Nothing very much. Who's your friend at school? Some of your friends.
Gregory.
Gregory, what nationality is he?
I'm Australian.
He's an Australian. And who else is your friend?
Jesse. Jesse the Martian.
Mr. the Martians. Jesse's what? What's he?
Jesse's mentally retarded sometimes.
You all act on mentally retarded, I think, sometimes.
And what's your favourite subject at school?
I don't know.
Well, who? No one else knows.
Nobody knows.
I thought it was music.
Music? No. What was music? Mrs. Stenson looks like a witch, my teacher.
But how many teachers do you have? You have more than
Two.
Mrs. You have. Who else do you have teaching you?
Mrs. Bay, Mrs. Walker.
Mrs. Wakabayashi. What's she been teaching you in science lately?
Not just animals.
About animal instincts, wasn't it?
No, we first started going on animals. I've already done my project on cheetahs.
Oh, right, yeah, you did a good project. She said that was very good, actually, very clear, and you did that very well. She was pleased. And you get animal instincts a bit mixed up with animal extinct, don't you? Which is two hard words. Well, Sophie's sitting right next to Andre. She can't keep herself out of the picture. She's just turned into a teenager, so she's becoming very difficult to live with.
Very difficult to live
Oh,
with.
when I go past the room, I hear this music going on all the time.
Yes,
That's right. In fact, I tried
to
to relax before. It had rock music, didn't we? So
And what's it like to be a teenager, so?
Same thing, 12.
Oh, I don't think it's the same as being 12. You're really quite different from when you were 12.
I am.
you're a real brat now.
Stand up and let everybody see how tall you are these days. Wow, crikey. She probably went out of the picture on that one.
See like that.
Dad,
She
She's
can't see
going
your
to do
head.
I'm
something.
going to do that. Now for boring time with Dad.
That's my daughter, eh?
See, she is a teenager.
Liz, I was rather envious of you when you were younger, having been to India for a while, because I found it very interesting. I'd like to go back there. Went to Nepal, which I found terrible in terms of poverty, much worse than India. In fact, the diseases there are unbelievable. They warn travellers against encephalitis, meningitis, hepatitis, typhoid and cholera. Cholera I don't think so bad, but all the others are there, particularly meningitis. But India itself I thought was very interesting.
Right.
I'd like to go back, particularly to Srinagar, which is up in Kashmir. I didn't go there, of course, I couldn't go there on business, but in terms of pleasure, it would be a very interesting place to go to. It interests me so much, I'm reading a book called City of Joy, which is about the slums of Calcutta and how people live in that city, the poverty-stricken peasants that go from the countryside to live in, don't touch it on him, to live in Calcutta. But it's, Andre's playing with the videos, so it's probably wobbling a little bit. This afternoon we'll, whilst relaxing here, we'll have some lunch and then we'll go probably for a walk. The countryside here is beautiful, lots of tracks and bush to walk on. The paddy fields have recently been planted with rice. There's only one crop a year here, and it's like being back 300 years to watch Japanese peasants. One of the contrasts of the country, to see very rich, sophisticated people in the city, and you come up here and see peasants in the paddy fields like you're in Bali or any Asian country. Can you pause it, Mum? Would you Go on.
This is a whip my dad got in India. And I always wondered why these things could be new.
You'd be good at rounding up horses up at Liz's farm, I think, wouldn't you? Eh? You might scare the horses to wits, I think, though.
Mm.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah. An arrow my mother got in Korea.
That's not an arrow, it's a bow.
Oh, bow. These are the arrows we got in the Philippines. Now, I'll do one at that tree up there. And it may not hit.
Gee, that's a good shot. Eh?
Yeah.
It's a great pastime for Andre. He comes up here and might turn a row.
I've done four in a row once. I've done them all in a row.
You missed.
I'll do this red one.
You missed. Four misses.
Somebody's perfect.
This is a fire that Andre likes to light while he's up here, and we often have barbecues there. So, what are you going to do this afternoon? You coming to your furrow with us?
Yes. The no. Yeah, we'll take the camera to the furrow too, and you can see all the naked. The Age newspapers up here all the time. Rob has them sent up. And they have I'm not sure which age it is, but they have the Good Weekend, you know, sort of semi-glossy magazine. And Rob alerted me to the fact that it had a tiny piece in it about the house at Royal Avenue, about it being resold. So I was really quite interested. It had a photograph of it from the back, where the tennis court is. You might have seen it, I'm fairly sure you have. And then today he shows me this is the midweek, this is Wednesday the 27th of May, last Wednesday. And it has an article about it. And it was interesting reading it. You might remember I went down to have a look at the house when it was last sold, when the Browns sold it. And to these people, the Duchinis. And I was really, horrified at I suppose naturally I was going to be horrified, but they really had just sort of done a patch-up job, everything had been painted pink and brown, and they'd put new carpet through, which was sort of salmony colour, and they really hadn't renovated it properly. I mean, I think the house could have been renovated really quite superbly, but they hadn't done a good job at all, and they'd done absolutely nothing upstairs except paint it.
Actually, the auction's today, 30th.
Yeah, the auction's today, so I'm really interested as to how much it goes for, because I don't think, from reading this, I don't think they've changed it again either, and except they've put something like some sort of flashy bathroom in upstairs, and made Peyton's sized bedroom into the main bedroom. But it still has that room where Si used to sleep, which was really a nice room. I liked it, but it was very hot, and I don't think they've done much about that. They must have put air conditioning in, I suppose, or something. But I'd be interested to know how much it goes for. So I was actually going to ring you and say, if you're not doing anything, you should go down to the auction and have a look at it. But then probably those things don't interest you as much as they do me.
Well, actually, we'll find out next week. There's an area near the house which has a cubby house that was built by the kids that Andre and Sophie are at. Don't know what song Mary's singing.
Hi. up the back there that some kids have made here. Andre's pushed down most of it, which was rotten. We might start and make another one. It's just beautiful here at the moment because there's so many leaves. I mean, this was all just barren 6 weeks ago. So let's go down the road a bit. This is our favourite house up here because it has this amazing covered walkway, which in the winter just looks superb because you park your Jeep up here and then you can walk right down, and they're right down on the river, you know, with a little sort of pond, etc. at the bottom. It really is quite beautiful. As you can see how this little lane is really, very overgrown at the moment. Rob and Andre have bought the baseballer and gloves with them for a bit of necessary practice. Oh, not such a good throw that time. You have to do better than that, Onnie, if you're going to have to try out in a couple of weeks' time.
I just spinned it.
You just spun it. You worry about the English here sometimes. You listen to so much Japanese. One of the amazing things about the seasons here is that they are so marked. I guess they are in Australia too, but in Melbourne as well. But it's just that here the autumn and the spring are very sudden, and they happen seemingly almost overnight. There doesn't seem to be a slow change of season. And I mean, people laugh at the fact that the Weather Bureau will say, well, June the 18th is the rainy season, and bang, around June the 18th, maybe the 19th, maybe the 17th, it'll start pouring with rain. And they can predict, exactly when it's going to end. Well, that's overstating things a little bit, but it is very marked, the change of season here. And it's lovely to be able to live in a country and experience its seasons. You really can't get much of a feel of the country unless you've lived through all of the seasons, I don't think. So it's quite fascinating for us to come up here. This is our first summer up here in the country, and it really is lovely to experience the summer and, the incredible growth. For example, the last time we were up here, the mulberry bushes were just sticks, purely sticks, and now they're completely covered with leaves. Of course, there are bugs everywhere. That accounts for the sudden jump in my video machine. Then I had one crash into my forehead. This is a lovely little river that goes right down our house, past our house. So it's a bit of a walk for us to get to. But the kids have a great time in it. No fish, I'm afraid. But very clear, nice clear stream. People do try and fish further downstream, but the Japanese are perfectly happy to catch fish about the size of your little finger. Sophie's found a swing that somebody's made in the bush.
Oh, the tree's so let's go. Okay. Come on. This is. Okay, here.
This is another of our favourite houses in the bush. You can see it's set right down in the valley. Beautiful patios and things to sit out onto, like a log cabin. Really set down low though. You see the mountains up here. Little Japanese breed of dog. Dear little dog. No. That's not important. Andre tried to break down the embankment. This goes round about towards where our house is.
Right behind you,
Here we are at our house now, halfway down the mountain. Kids in the Jeep. And down towards where our house is. Heading back towards home for lunch. And look up the mountain, up the hill to where we've walked. It's really very, very pretty and very peaceful after the noise of Tokyo. This is inside the house, just walked in the door. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see. It's pretty dark. But on the right hand side here is the bathroom. And I'll take you in, I know this seems ridiculous, but I'll take you into the toilet, not the toilet, but the bath area, because this is very typical Japanese, of modern Japanese. Ancient times it was all beautifully done in timber and special smelling cedar, timber or cypress or whatever it was, but now that it's just basically all tiles, and I mean the bath is still fantastic in comparison to our baths. You know, it's a very comfortable bath, but it's very ordinary now. This is a one room up here for some people who are just about to move in. They have a small tatami mat room up here, and so I think Robert's trying to fix up something to do with his shortwave radio. Here's another tatami mat room, very tiny, and our room is straight along to the end, where we don't have tatami matting, we just have ordinary mats and bunks and our own bed, and we look out into a lovely countryside. It's very comfortable, really. Big cupboard, storing things. Downstairs now, into the living room. I don't know if I'll kill myself going down the stairs, but this is the living space. Tin can for a fire, but it works. It is very warm here. In the winter it's very warm. We have a guy who lives up here permanently, and if we ring him on the Wednesday before we're coming, he'll come in and put the heater on, turn the lights on, so when you arrive at, maybe 9, 10, 11, whatever it is at night, the place is warm, which makes a heck of a big difference in the middle of winter when you've been hacking your way up through the snow. And we had very light snow season last year, so this snow season coming up is no doubt going to be a lot more difficult.
Look, the frozen drinks.
Yes, Sophie's never got over the frozen drinks from Point Lonsdale. She seems to only ever remember to do it when she's actually on holiday, though. And this goes out onto our porch. I'll get myself out the door without letting in too many insects. And we have a really nice patio out here we were talking to you before, which looks out onto the hills. And around here, this is where the toboggan track was. I can't remember if we took any movies. Andre's famous fireplace. He spends most of his time making fires, shooting arrows into trees. And this house is the nearest one that we have to us, which is really quite close. There are quite a lot of Gaijin or alien owners or renters of properties up here, but it's very, very pleasant. Very welcome retreat.
An the Furo we go to, which is not far from our house at Kamimoku, and that's the accommodation. And if you stay there, you're about 10 minutes from the ski fields, and then you can have a bath, natural hot spring in the afternoon when you come back from skiing. We're the only ones here today.
Oh, it's mixed.
And it's mixed. And it's beautiful. Beautiful. Trees up there around us. Very attractive. Before you hop in your Furo, you actually come here and you get changed and have a wash. There's a drain hole there. You're meant to sit on those stools with a bucket, like Japanese bathhouse. You put your clothes there. I'm standing here at the moment getting cold. And the girls have covered themselves up, so I can just briefly give you a view of them.
Yeah.
Little fella somewhere under the water. There he is. There he is.